Karan.
Sorry. Hello students, how are you? Very good morning to you. I am Niranjan Das, Acharya SSBM Kabirpur. Today I have decided to teach you a very interesting poem of class 10. That is, the title of the poem is Village Song. This poem is by our famous Indian poetess Sarojini Naidu. You must have heard her name. You know, she is the famous first Nightingale of India. You know, Indira Gandhi called her as this title, the Nightingale of India. So today, let's learn a very interesting poem of Sarojini Naidu, that is the Village Song. You know, Sarojini Naidu was born in Hyderabad on 13th November 1879. She was a prolific writer, students, and you know, she was not only a poet but also a renowned freedom fighter. Students, she even gave up her literary career to join the freedom struggle led by Mahatma Gandhi. And she was the first Indian woman to be the president of Indian National Congress, and she was the first Indian woman to become the governor of Uttar Pradesh. However, let students learn our interesting poem Village Song. Students, the title of the poem Village Song, and Sarojini Naidu was famous especially as a folk writer of folk poems. Folk poems or folk poetry, students, you know, it is with the Indian tradition, culture, beliefs, superstitions, natural sorrows and joys of the village life, especially people who live in rural sites. And most of our poems are based on the folk tales, that is folk poems, and a very common and ordinary facts of village life is very beautifully reflected in your poems. And particularly this poem, Village Song, is referred to her poem. This poem appeared in her famous book, The Golden Thread. So now, let's see, and I would like to just give you some introduction about the poem. Village Song, students, you know the facts, happenings of village life, and particularly in this poem, we shall see the conversation between a mother and a daughter. The poem is about the conversation of a mother between a mother and a daughter, and the mother very much seems to be very much worried. Why? Because the mother has already arranged or made the preparations of her marriage, but the daughter is about to leave home and go into the forest, and she is not in favor of a married life. That pains the mother very much, and the mother tries to convince her, tries to make her understand about the happiness, pleasures that is which are waiting for her in her later life. But the daughter is not at all convinced by her mother's persuasion. So she wants, wishes to leave on and go into wild forest and remain as child. Because according to her opinion, the joys, happiness or pleasures of this path, particularly the earthly pleasures, are transitory, they are short-lived, and they may be the origin of sorrows and sufferings of tomorrow. So the daughter is very much anxious and to seek the heavenly peace, the divine peace or heavenly pleasure that she will find only in the lap of nature. So this is all about the poem. So now let students begin the poem. The very first stanza. When the poem begins, we find the mother seems very worried and she pleads her daughter not to leave home. So let's see what about the first stanza. Honey child, whither are you going? Would you cast your jewels all to the bridges glowing? Would you leave the mother who on golden grain has fed you? Would you grieve the lover who is riding forth to wedding? Students, the first stanza of the poem. So when the poem begins, we find the mother very worriedly asks the daughter, and she addresses her as honey child. Honey, you know, students, honey very sweet. Honey tastes very sweet. The mother addresses the daughter very affectionately as honey child, out of affection and love. Vidar, you know, Vidar means where. It's the ancient using, particularly in poems. Vidar means where. Where are you going? Would you cast your jewels all to the bridges flowing? The jewels, ornaments for our marriage had already been prepared, and whether she is going to throw away all her ornaments to the bridges, and would you leave the mother who on golden grain has fed you? Students, what is golden grain? Is there any gold made of? Is there any grain made of gold? No. It is very delicate dishes. Mothers, you know, they like to feed their children with delicate, very delicious dishes. And she asks the daughter whether she is going to leave her mother, who from her birth till today has been feeding her with the very delicious and very tasty food. Whether she is going to leave her, and would you grieve the love her who is riding forth to wed you? She asks the daughter whether she is going to grieve, to be the cause of unhappiness, sorrows for the betrothed, that is, whom she is going to marry, whether she is going to grieve her. It's all about the first and the slain. I think you must have understood. So let's see whether the daughter is convinced, and how does she respond her mother's pleading. Mother may To the wild forest I am going, where upon the champa box the champa birds are blowing. The well haunted river heights, where lotus lilies glisten, the voice of the fairy folk are calling me to listen. This is the second stanza, students. The daughter tells her mother, the mother, to the wild forest I am going. You need not worry for my marriage, because I am not in favor of a married life. I want to go into the wild forest. So that wild forest I am going, where and that wild forest, how is the wild forest according to the data, where the champa birds are blowing. That means the champa birds are laden with the champa flowers. And also the quail haunted river Isles, where lotus lilies glisten. What is quail? Quail is a very sweet singing bird. In the wild forest, the champa branches are laden with the champa flowers, champa birds. And the quail haunted river Isles, quail is a very sweet singing bird, and that is black in color. It sings very melodiously, very beautifully. And that wild forest is echoed with the sweet music, sweet song of the quail bird. That haunted means often visited. That particular wild forest is often visited by the quail, who sings very nicely, very beautifully, very melodiously, and fills the entire forest with a very sweet voice or music. And there also the river Isles, in the river there are some islands, and particularly in that place the quail sings very melodiously, and lotus lilies also glisten there. Lotus and lilies are very nice looking, very beautiful flowers, and particularly this wild forest is filled with such heavenly beauties, where the champa birds are on the champa birds. The river Isle is echoed with the sweet voice of the quail bird, and also there glisten the very nice looking flowers, lotuses and lilies. So this is the wild forest, and particularly in this place, the daughter is very anxious, wishes to go, and there she will seek what the real peace is, what the real happiness and pleasure of the life is. So then she says, the voices of the fairy folks are calling. Oh, listen, very interesting thing, students. You know, fairy, you have heard fairy. What is fairy? Worry. The doctor says, mother, the fairies are calling me. I can't resist their calls. So I have to go to that wild forest. Oh, listen, she begs her mother, mother, listen how the fairies are calling me. I can't resist their calls. So I have to go to the wild forest. So then let's see in the first stanza, how does the mother tries to make her understand about the happiness and pleasure of life, and how does she tries to convince her. Again the mother tries to tell the daughter about the happiness, pleasures of life, it is of the earth, She says in the third stanza, funny child, the wall is full of pleasure. Of bridal songs and cradle songs and sandal scented leisure. Mother literally really seems very worried and she tries to make the daughter convinced. How? She says, "Honey child, this earth is full of pleasures, happiness, and a lot of happiness and pleasures are awaiting for you in your later life. So you should not leave home and go to the wild forest." Of bridal songs and cradle songs. So bridal songs, the songs particularly sung at the time of wedding ceremony. It is really bridal songs are very unique and they have special place and they have some special charms and interest in them and they are really very attractive, interesting and charming also. And cradle songs students, when mothers try to make their children sleep by soothing, by singing such song, that is lullabies. Cradle songs means lullabies. So bridal songs and cradle songs are the symbol of happiness and pleasure of life. And she should not avoid such pleasures and happiness of life according to mother. And a sandal scented leisure. Leisure, the time we from work, when we get leisure and even students get leisure or recreation and time of recreation, how do you feel? Similarly, so leisures a very pleasurable time, that is pleasing time. So sandal scented leisure here refers to the happiness and pleasure of life. Your bridal robes are in the room. Silver and saffron glowing bridal robes. Robes means clothes. Clothes made for bridal purpose. That is bridal robes, and that is in color saffron glowing. Saffron, a mixture of orange and yellow, and that is particularly used for the marriage purpose, students. And they're glowing. Glowing means very bright. And the mother says, tries to convince the daughter by saying that your bridal robes have already been arranged, made, and they are very bright in saffron color, and your bridal cakes are on the heart. Bridal cakes, particularly bridal cakes are on the heart. Heart is the fireplace. And where are you going? Where are you going? Particularly in the first stanza, from the conversation of the mother and daughter, Sarojini Naidu very nice, beautifully pictures reflects the happiness and pleasure, that is particularly earthly pleasures. Bridal robes, bridal cakes, bridal songs, bridal cradle songs, and sandal scented leisure. These are the symbols of happiness and pleasure of life. So the mother tells the daughter that she should not leave home and go into the wild forest because such happiness, such pleasures of life are waiting for her. But whether the daughter is convinced, children, in the final stanza, fourth stanza of the poem, let's see how does the daughter respond to her mother's pleading. The bridal songs and cradle songs have cadences of sorrow. The laughter of the sun today, the wind of death tomorrow. Far sweeter sound of forest notes, where forest streams are falling. Oh, mother mine, I can't stay. The very thoughts are falling. Children, the doctor sees the life in a different way. The life, the philosophy of life, according to her, differs entirely from the mother. She is not in favor of all these earthly pleasures, because all these earthly pleasures are transitory. They are not eternal. They are short-lived, because we cannot achieve the real peace from all these earthly pleasures. So then, how does the daughter want, or how does the daughter convince her mother? She says, the bridal songs and the cradle songs are of cadences of sorrow. Cadences means, students, rhythm, pace, right? Bridal songs and cradle songs are full of pleasure, the symbols of pleasure of life. But a daughter sees them in a different way. According to her opinion, all these are the place of sorrow. Bridal songs and cradle songs are the cadences of sorrows. The laughter of the sun today, the wind of death tomorrow. Very interesting, important line. Children, the laughter of the sun. What is the laughter of the sun? Laughter of the sun indicates the happiness, pleasure of life, with the earthly pleasures. But the doctor says, the laughter of the sun today. So today's happiness, pleasure may be the reason of sorrows and sufferings of tomorrow. Who knows? Today's happiness and sorrows may be turned into what? Sorrows and sufferings of tomorrow. That is, the wind of death refers to the sorrows and sufferings of life. So the daughter is not at all convinced by her mother's pleading. So she says, the laughter of the sun of today, the wind of death tomorrow. So then he says, far sweeter notes sound, far sweeter sound the forest notes, where forest streams are falling. Oh, mother mine, I can't stay, the very fog are falling. So then she finally says, mother mine, I can't stay. But the doctor, according to her opinion, she says, far sweeter sound the forest notes. Children, forest notes, that is, forest notes indicates the music of nature. What is the music of nature? The music of nature is eternal, that gives us divine peace, heavenly happiness. That is, the doctor very firmly refers to the music of nature than to the bridal songs and cradle songs, because bridal songs and cradle songs are cadences of sorrow. They may be the reason of sorrows and sufferings of tomorrow. So then, according to her, far sweeter, far better, that is the music of nature, where the quail bird sings, where the stream falls, where river flows, where leaves rustling, where birds sing, and where wind blows. All these are the music of nature. So the doctor very firmly says, no, mother, I can't stay here and I have to go, because according to my opinion, the forest notes, the music of nature is far better, far sweeter than the sound of what? Bridal songs and cradle songs. So then, oh mother mine, I can't stay very for that. So then finally tells her mother, mother, you did not worry for my marriage. I have to leave home. So I can't resist the call of the fairies. They are calling me and I have to go. So this is about the fourth stanza. So friends, particularly in this poem, the title you have known, the title of the poem is Village Song and it is a folk poem of Sarojini Naidu, and she has very fantastic, very beautifully pictured the happenings, the matters of village, the rural life very vividly, and I hope you must have understood the poem, and in later class I will send you the objective questions and the difficult words of something I will send you. So this is all about the poem, the village song. It's over today. Thank you very much. Bye.